Was there anything standing out from Sean Kelly's 911 call? Did anything stand out to you?
Oh, the 911 call that is sealed, that they won't let nobody listen to?
Oh, really?
More fishy stuff going on, right? So Sean Kelly's 911 call is literally under lock and key. You can't hear it.
Let's go through a list. Hey, Foolie, if you can you list the things that we don't have? We don't have a gun. We don't have any fragments, and we don't have a 911 call. And we're completely ignoring the police report.
Yeah. And we have a victim that has 5 different stories. And
we have a neighborhood of cameras that nobody has
visual for. We have the audio, but we have no screaming. And then we have a very calm gunshot victim.
I still don't understand how this went to trial. I'm not blaming Meg or Tory on this one. How did this go to trial?
It's celebrities, and and I'm glad you also mentioned that as far as the trial, because something I just thought of. Do you remember when Megan said that the only reason why she was naming Tory was because of the blog stuff that she's seen online?
Absolutely.
And that she had nothing to do with the police or the DA charging him, So that turns out to be a lie. So the transcripts were recently revealed, and I did a reading through the transcripts. Megan,
shout out your page right quick.
So yes, Teawithtia, you can catch the playbacks of the audio that I did the reading on my Twitter, which is real Teawithtia. So you can find it there. So in the transcripts, it was revealed that Megan went to the police 4 days after the incident and said, that Tory had did this. So she lied about that. But another thing that kind of just stood out, if she went and said that Tory did this 4 days after, why did it take them months to even charge him? Because personally, I feel like they had a meeting and they pretty much said, hey, we know it's your gun. I think it's her gun, but this is just all allegedly. This is just me thinking what I thought the meeting was. I'm thinking that they're saying, hey, we can prove that it's your gun. You or Kelsey, whichever, y'all did this. This is a crime, So this is where the cleanup starts to happen. So then this is where we have to go back and change a lot of things. We got to get rid of Dr. Lafredo. We got to not pay attention to this police report. We got to lose the gun. We got to lose, everything to me is just whatever has to go. So then eventually the DA said, okay, we're going to take it to trial. Because I'm like, if you have a complaining witness for victim 4 days afterward, it doesn't take you months to, file official charges. So I think that's what happened with that. So what I also just don't get as far as the charges is concerned, if Kelsey was also allegedly assaulted by Tory, where's her charge? Where's charges for her? Do we not care about this black woman? So it just didn't make sense. So if you are saying that he assaulted you, why are there no charges, brought on Tory for Kelsey? Kelsey she started looking, like you said, a little more guilty than not. And Kelsey had gunshot residue on her hands directly. Yeah,
this was proven in court, right?
Yeah, she had gunshot residue on her hands. And then she got immunity. So it's like, if you are an innocent witness to this case, why do you need immunity?
And if Tory whipped your ass like you said he did, there's no reason to come on a stand with immunity and threatening to plead the fifth. That's what I always thought too.
Exactly.
Once the trial was going on, that's what made it kind of shaky. Damn, man. I hope they're not trying to work my man up there like that, but I don't know. And
then what also started making my wheels turn, Kelsey mentions on the stand that she didn't even know Megan was shot. So hold that thought. She said she didn't know Megan was shot. Didn't you bring up the text message that she sent to Justin?
Yeah.
Help, Tory shot Meg. But on the stand, she said, I didn't even know she was shot. She said that Megan's team told her that she stepped on glass. So my thing is, how can her team tell you anything when you were there? So Megan said she never even saw Kelsey. Kelsey claims she was standing next to Megan when it all happened. So I'm like, were y'all even in the same car at this point? So Kelsey's just starting to just move weird, and like how she's just been like talking to people. I had a post that I had posted exclusively on my Instagram. A Tory supporter had reached out, had responded to Kelsey's story. She posted a story of her son, and they was just like, well, you know, at least you get to spend time with your son. Tory is behind bars for something that he didn't do. So instead of just ignoring it, she responds with a voice message and was just like, bitch, that's not my motherfucking problem. And now I'm blocking you.
Girl, go to hell. And now you're about to be blocked. Bitch, that ain't my motherfucking problem.
That's what happened?
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, they might not be those exact words in that order, but she definitely called the girl a bitch. She said that's not my motherfucking problem, and she told the girl that she was blocking her, and she blocked her. So it's like, no, you like somebody's saying like Tory's doing time for something he didn't do, and you said that's not your problem. So who problem is it? Because she also did a live, you know, kind of like back when it first all came out, she did a live where she was basically saying like when it's her turn to talk, like people really gonna be looking, you know, crazy. So I'm just thinking like, Kelsey, what is it that you have to add or say? Like, what is it that all of you are not saying? Right. So I do have my thoughts on Kelsey, you know, being the shooter because again, she has gunshot residue on her hands. What they don't want to pretty much publicize is Tory had gunshot residue on his wrists. Now, I know he's one talented ass rapper, but that's some real talent to shoot a gun 5 times with your wrists. I'm just saying.
Some Doc Holliday shit. So let me ask you this. What would you say to the people who was like, why isn't Quan on the stand just telling everybody what happened to clear Tory's name? Why wouldn't they not put Quan on the stand? It's looking like Tory's trying to hide some stuff too, by not putting Quan up there.
Okay, that's another fair observation. Quan did show up to court. I really feel like they was going to use Quan as the last resort after Sean Kelly pretty much made a mess on the stand.
Before you continue on Quan, I just want to put a disclaimer. I don't know how that judge let that trial keep going after Kelsey did what she after the Kelsey shit. Because I ain't gonna say no lie. I'm throwing that shit out. I'm like, get out of my courtroom and y'all just stay away from each other. Like restraining order forever, I guess. Like, cause it's just come on, young.
And this is why I feel like a lot of pockets were greased, and I truly believe that. And to me, the judge and the DA, they're all co-workers.
Absolutely.
So he's going to be more lenient. He really let them run amok and do what they wanted to do in the courtroom. And just really quick on Sean Kelly. Sean Kelly was the independent witness. The state never was going to call Sean Kelly as a witness. So my thing is, if he is the only independent eyewitness, why wouldn't you as a state be calling him to say what he saw, right? Obviously, y'all did not like what he originally said in his original statements, because even going back to the preliminary hearing, he's been saying from day one that the shots came from the girl, the flash came from the girl. And I truly feel like that's why we can't hear not one call, because he's actively on the phone while it's happening, because the dispatch had to tell him that it was gunshots and not fireworks, because he thought it was fireworks.
Because he's foreign, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's British.
Okay.
So yeah, he thought it was fireworks. They were telling him like, no, we got shots fired calls. So my thing is, if he's actively on the phone, I believe that, because being that they're literally in his backyard, I believe you can hear what's going on, and that might be why they wouldn't even play his call in court. So, and just another little thing to point out, he spoke with the DA moments before he testified. And now all of a sudden he puts the gun in Tory's hands. And he's saying Tory is firing all recklessly. They added a reckless firing charge during the trial. So I'm thinking, this is just me thinking, with my criminal justice thinking hat, you don't feel confident in your first 2 charges, so you're going to throw something in there that you can get to stick. And you get that to stick by getting Sean Kelly to change his story to say that Tory was firing recklessly, because how convenient. This man who has had the same story for almost 3 years all of a sudden changes his story. Like, I would think that his story would be the freshest the night it happened, right? So with him changing his story, the defense, it kind of, everything was blown up. So now they're going to bring Quan in. I felt like they weren't going to bring Quan in for the same reason why Tory is not speaking. I would assume if Tory doesn't, you know, he's probably calling the shots here. Like, I don't want to be that person. Like, I do not want to throw a female or, you know, Megan or whoever under the bus.
When your freedom on the line, you might want to do something.
Yeah, and that's the thing that is frustrating, you know, with me and other Tory supporters, you know, but at the end of the day, he's making the decision for himself. But it is frustrating for us. It's like, we want you to choose you first. Like, you're not a snitch if you're defending yourself. And, like, not saying that he feels that he's following a snitch culture, because again, ultimately, I have no idea why he's not speaking. But like you said, when your freedom is on the line, you would think that, you know, he would say something.
In this particular situation, you're being blamed for something you claim you didn't do. And if somebody's like, I'm sorry, I don't stand on no snitch culture or nothing at all. I've never snitched on nobody in my life. But if you trying to accuse me of something I ain't do,
right,
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
So you're not snitching. And so when they call Quan to come on the stand, the DA said they don't know what he's going to say. So they said they needed a week to prepare for what Quan was going to say. And mind you, this was right before Christmas.
Yep.
So they had already lost a couple jurors. They had jurors that was coming back from lunch drunk. They probably ain't want listen, the case was ghetto, okay? You got the drunk jurors, you got the juror who always had to go to the doctor, so they were switching the jurors out.
Slack time.
All right, so this is messages for the Uptown Allies and the Tea Party. It is slack time. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and don't forget to hit the notification bell.
#UPTAF. Let's get it.